What's good? Welcome to the channel. Back with another video for you guys today. Doing something new. This will be the Mechanic Fails compilation number 2. Alright, so I like to watch customer states and mechanic fails. So let's get to it for today. Please subscribe to the channel. It's free. Please subscribe to customer states. Just roll in. And today we're doing dangerous death traps. So let's get to it.
Hey guys, welcome to a new episode of Just Rolled In. On today's episode, I'll be showing you the best decline repairs, rusty vehicles, and modified customer vehicles we have seen in the past 3+ years.
That's probably about 300 horns. He really want to be heard. The wiring
All
jack is
right.
horrible.
Customer states, car clunks under acceleration.
Oh man, that frame is hit. Oh man, that's at the subframe for the front. Yeah, vehicle's trash.
This vehicle was also driven to the shop, and the customer said they just bought it a month ago.
Customer wants us to install a 4-flat trailer wiring.
Solid wire.
Not exactly sure he'd be able to pull anything.
And this vehicle was driven in like this. The technician said the customer declined repairs, but the wheel fell off in the parking lot, so the customer got them done.
Yeah, I bet it did fall off in the parking lot.
Customer states he just wants his control arm fixed.
They got the junkyard train and bring it in. Yeah, I want it fixed too. It's rusted pretty bad.
So Fred Flintstone just dropped off his Sierra. I thought that the,
Bluetooth floor.
floor mat might get in the
Bluetooth.
way,
Rusted
hamper
all the way
acceleration, but I mean, the guy probably knows more about it than I do.
To drive anymore. Don't drive. Man, they look like
This
that
customer
rear
drove to the
control
shop
arm
with their
broke.
van in this condition. Once the shop told the customer what parts that needed to be replaced,
Shop
the
might be
customer
broke.
declined repairs and drove away.
Customer
Drove it
states
away.
vehicle pulling to the left.
Towed away. Oh yeah, it's pulling to the left, all right. The control arm is OBER.
Customer states they have an exhaust leak. The technician said this vehicle was driven in like this with a missing control arm bushing and bolt. The technician said it needed more than just the exhaust leak repaired, but the customer declined repairs.
Oh, yeah, dude, need way more than that. Look at that rusty oil filter. You definitely know it ain't been changed in a minute. Look at that wheel.
Customer states they have a brake noise after they installed new brakes and calipers. The customer brought new calipers for the front to have the shop install them, as he thinks that's the issue. The mechanic found that the customer did not see the trailing arms to be rusted through, and the rest of the undercarriage fallen apart
Man,
due to
it's
rust.
over. That's
And
going
this
to the
customer
junkyard
brought in
as
their car
trash.
as they said the left front is grinding when tapping on the brakes too hard, and they can smell burning rubber. The technician found that the driver's side lower control arm was completely rusted through. He notified the customer of the repairs
rust.
needed, but they declined repairs and drove away.
Yeah, that's
This Chevrolet
unsafe,
Impala
so be
came in
careful
for
on
an
the
overheating
highway.
concern,
You see a
but the
car
mechanic
swaying
knew
too
there was
much
more
or
wrong with this
anything
car
like
when he
that.
drove it into the
And
shop.
looking at
The
all these
mechanic
rusty
found the
vehicles,
radiator
let's
to
stop
be
video for a minute. So let's just say you're driving down the road and you feel your vehicle doing any of this kind of stuff, then you have a stability issue. So framework, whatever, look up under your car, truck, before you buy it, see if there's any rust, okay? A little rust here and there, but completely rotted frames is unsafe. You can hit a pothole or anything at any point in time, and then the vehicle will cause an accident. So same thing, rusted control arms, anything, a real rusty oil pan, anything under there that might be compromised by anything, just because it's already rusted out is over. So yeah, look up under the vehicles, man, before you purchase one.
leaking and also notified the customer their vehicle wasn't safe to drive.
Yeah, definitely not safe. Oh yeah, somebody taped up the calipers. No, those are the tire rod ends.
This is one hand.
One hand now. We're going to rock about baby with that now.
One hand.
So the whole frame is hit. Vehicle is totaled. Yep, junkyard accident. You might be able to save the transmission or the
And this
engine if it's
vehicle
good.
just came in to get new tires installed.
Man,
The technician noticed
motor
multiple
mount broke.
engine mounts were broken, which the customer never mentioned anything about, and they declined all repairs.
Oh man, this is good.
And this truck came in because the customer needs it to pass an emissions inspection. The mechanic
Oh,
said
man.
this is just a few of the things they found wrong with this truck, but the customer didn't
broke
want
off
any of the other issues they found
straps.
fixed and said he'll just bring it to another shop.
What's that? Sway bar links. Oh man, it's hit. Yeah, that's definitely a hazard. It looks good because the rims are cute, but gotta look up under there, ratchet straps and everything. They can tie it up.
And this customer came in for an oil change and new tires. The mechanic
get it
said
off
they
the
couldn't
ground.
lift up the car on a hoist as it was too low and had this custom body kit.
Yeah, of course. That ain't custom.
This
That's
customer
some-
brought in
yeah,
their
it's custom.
vehicle
That's
that
some
they just
bullshit.
bought and have a complaint that it slides sideways like they're driving
Alright,
on
so
ice
this is a tape
anytime they
job,
accelerate.
okay?
The customer
So your
also
frame
drove this
looks like
200
this.
miles back home
Don't
from where they
try
bought
to
it from.
Tape it or weld it or anything. It's not gonna
And this
hold.
customer
It's
came
not
in
gonna
as they
hold.
wanted some
That
more
was
chrome
basically
pieces
a tape
installed on their
job.
hood
Hold
that
on.
require some drilling.
All right, let's look at this for a minute. All right, so what design did they decide to go with? It is so much chrome and gold on this vehicle, and I hate for whoever they sell it to because that paint is gonna be evil. It's gonna have so much adhesive on stuff, everything. I wouldn't even buy it just because of this the way it looks. I mean, it might be a good car, but it looks like you really need attention. You know, you got all your Hot Wheels, but not any badge and emblem possible to try to make it look good. But this is overkill. You might as well just paint it the whole vehicle chrome or silver, put some little designs in it.
To install them. A customer drove in for an oil change before going on a road trip. The technician noticed that the front tires and the front struts needed to be
Tires
replaced.
ball
The
like an
customer
old man.
declined repairs and still went on the road trip.
Oh man, the shocks was dead and they still went on the road trip. All right, so shocks. Okay, so those
This
are
vehicle-
dead. So completely dead. They look like they done detached from the top of the shock mount. So either they broke or rusted out, but definitely not safe. Okay, so you hit a pothole or something, it might push through the engine bay. And I've seen some do that as well, just because of the rust and neglect. You know, you see or feel your vehicle feeling funny. Definitely don't go on a road trip. Don't go faster than 20, 30 miles an hour just to park it somewhere to be safe. But let's get back to it.
Came in to get new struts installed. The shop refused to work on this car once they saw this damage.
Wow, yeah, too much rust. I would refuse to work on it.
This vehicle only came in
Yep,
to get
definitely
new
would
winter
have.
tires installed. The shop refused to
Junkyard
work on this
change,
car
yeah.
as it's unsafe to drive. The customer said
No,
they
it
will
ain't
be
safe.
apparently taking it to the scrapyard.
Yeah.
This
good
customer
choice.
brought in their vehicle as they think it needs an alignment. The technician discovered where the trailer arms bolt to the underside of the body is rusted away. Once the customer was told of the damages, they said they will be bringing the vehicle to a scrapyard.
Right. So definitely scrapyard action. So anything to do with a trailer hitch, like you said, he lost the trailer or the trailer broke, but it's no longer connected to the frame anymore. It rusted out. You know, it looks like tree bark / roadkill. You know, that it dried up. It's all brittle and everything is gone. There's no weld in it. So yeah, take it to the scrapyard. Might be able to get something for it. The engine and transmission might be worth something, but yep, definitely a death trap. It ain't dirt. So when you look up under there, don't think it's dirt. Get up under there, take you a screwdriver or a little baby hammer or something, and just tap on the frame in different areas, poke a screwdriver into it, just to see if it really is rust or how bad the rust is. So if you decide to go with it, then go ahead and make the purchase. But definitely look under the vehicle. Definitely.
And this vehicle was towed in as it does not start. The technician found the reason why the fuse for the fuel pump control module blew,
man.
but the customer just wanted a new
It's
fuse
grounded
installed
out.
and drove
There's
away.
there's nowhere to ground it anymore. It's all
Customer
rusted out.
states he replaced the front brake calipers and has no pedal. The technician found
man,
brake
you got
fluid
two-
leaking from the banjo bolt, and
two
that the
banjo
customer had
bolt
installed new
rings.
brake pads on very rusted
So you
rotors.
put
The
one-
customer
both
was
of them
given a
on the
quote,
inside,
but
plus
declined
one on the
repairs as he
inside,
said
one
his
on the
commute to
outside.
work
So both
is
of
only
them
5
on the
miles,
outside.
so he should be
So
fine.
It's gonna leak. That's why they call crushed
This
washers.
customer just came in for a tire repair,
Lock
and the
me in.
mechanic noticed they had no rear brakes. He notified the
Oh,
customer and they declined repairs
Oh, yeah,
and
that's
wanted to
fluid
drive the
everywhere.
vehicle away. The shop advised the customer that the vehicle should be towed away as it's unsafe to drive. The customer declined, so the shop paid for a tow truck.
Oh man, that's an excellent shot. So we need to get out of here.
This customer's Subaru was towed to the shop for a no-start concern. The mechanic said his shop refused to
Oh,
work
man,
on this
look at
car
that
as it
one.
was a huge
Red
disaster.
straw. Now, this is a horrible job as far as you doing any type of modifications. Look at this. It's just spillage everywhere. Wires look like spaghetti.
This customer came in for a service on their car as they said they bought it a
Yes.
couple of months ago from a used car dealership and wasn't sure if it was ever serviced. Unfortunately for the customer, the vehicle they bought is in terrible shape. The technician told the customer to bring it back to where they bought it from, but the customer said the used car lot told them that it wasn't like that when they sold it.
Yeah, they rob people out here, so look up on
This is the most bedazzled vehicle we've seen on this channel. This Chrysler
man,
300
Mardi Gras.
came in for an airbag recall.
Mardi Gras inside the vehicle. How do you change the airbag? Looks like when you go to the circus or go to the state fairgrounds. It's in the zoom on that. You definitely
This
wanna
vehicle
go.
came in for an oil change, and the technician working on it noticed this interest in
man.
LED light installation. She said
Alright, so
whoever
that is
installed it used
definitely-
staples to staple it to the fuel tank, heat shields, and used zip ties to attach the wires to the lower control arm.
Oh man, so that would possibly catch fire. Well, it will catch fire. If he would have punctured those through to the actual fuel tank, if they'd have went straight through, then yeah, it would have had a leak, it would have went down the wire, and possibly
This truck
caught
came in for
fire,
some electrical issues
explosion.
and an oil change. The technician started with a quick
There's like
visual
80
inspection
speakers
and
in
noticed this
there.
truck had a very interesting custom sound system.
Yeah, it's very interesting. Oh, he got it taped up real good. It's really gonna do something. It's some tape. Those are bucket subs. Somebody got RTV sealing on them. Oh man, did they just do aluminum foil over the over the chrome? What's going on with this stuff, girl? That shit cracked. Oh man, they need everything in the vehicle, all kind of gauges.
This customer came in to get undercoat and sprayed on their Jeep. The technician said it sounded like the Titanic breaking in half just driving around his parking lot, so he decided to look underneath. Once he saw the terrible shape his Jeep was in, they declined doing any work on it.
I would have too. That's like a whole bunch of toast.
It's the end of the
just
life for
breaks.
this customer's vehicle. The mechanic said there's no state safety inspections where he lives, so the customer
Man,
was driving
somebody
this
put
vehicle like
Rambo's
this for
headband
quite a
on.
while, but finally brought it to the scrapyard after the transmission
Yeah,
stopped
it's
working.
over. It's trash. I've had a vehicle where it rusted out like
This
that.
2005
before. Bought it from
F-150
the
came in
dealership.
for a power steering leak, but the
Didn't
mechanic
even
knew
know.
right away there was more wrong with this truck when he drove it on the lift. The
that
customer
is
said he had no
unsafe.
clue the frame was rusted out this bad and will be apparently bringing this truck to the scrapyard.
So that truck
Customer
had to be
states
on
their
the roll-up
vehicle
list.
is all over the
other one
road.
would've
The
crushed
technician
all
was
the
told
rest
by
of
the
frame.
customer he just installed a new brake caliper and thinks it might have caused the issue.
Broken tree branch. That's how rusted that is. That's
This
horrible.
customer drove 5 miles to this shop and brought it in as their car is all over the road. The technician noticed the passenger side rear strut tower to be completely rusted out. He notified the customer that their vehicle was not safe to drive, and the customer ended up driving their vehicle away.
Oh man.
And this vehicle just came in for an overheating concern. The technician noticed it had no rear brakes left on the car and a handful of other issues. The technician notified the customer and they declined all other repairs.
All right, so they definitely neglected their brakes for a long time. You got a screamer indicator on there that'll let you know to start screeching when your pads get low. So when the pads get low and they start to feel and grind, then you definitely want to get them looked at, because if they're grinding and not smooth like they're supposed to be, then there is damage somewhere. And you see, they neglected that for a long time. The rotor was paper thin to the point to where it cracked, just like if you was cracking a piece of wood. That's what it looks like, a broken piece of wood. So it's probably gonna need calipers. I know it's gonna need rotors. You've seen that one, and it's definitely gonna need pads. And hopefully it doesn't need anything else, because once it heats up and it gets so hot, things start to fail. Caliper hoses, all other kind of things as well. So yeah, let's get back to it. See what else is wrong today.
Customer states, I only want my front brakes looked at. Seems to be his only problems.
Brake fluid everywhere. Yeah, that's my dirt. Oh yeah, that's one of them frames that broke in the back. Oh man, it's on. Son of a death
This
trap.
is just the tip of the iceberg of the issues with this customer's Mustang. The shop showed the
That's a
customer the
Mustang?
handful of issues his car
Yeah,
had
the
and
Bluetooth
advised the
4.
customer to bring his car to a scrapyard. And
Carpet's
this
still
2013
there. It works.
F-150 just came in for an oil change. The technician noticed this when doing a visual inspection and said the customer declined all repairs and the
Yeah.
vehicle left on a tow truck.
They got
Keep
rips
watching
on
this
there
one.
and
It gets
everything.
worse every time you watch it.
Tires
This
hit.
is on the road next to your wife and kids.
Oh yeah, them rotors is hit.
A few days prior, this
Those
customer
road
failed a
hits.
safety inspection as they needed new brakes. The customer declined repairs and said they will do it themselves. They are now
man,
back
is
to
that a
get their
wood
vehicle
screw?
re-inspected, which the mechanic found that they never replaced the brakes
And
and had
some
mounted
type
the
of
brake calipers
RTV
using wood
sealing on
screws.
there.
When this vehicle came in for some service work, the technician noticed there were some chains holding up the subframe.
Junkyard change. Trying to
This
keep it
truck was
together.
brought in as the owner wanted a new trailer hitch installed, as he said he lost his trailer the other day while
That
driving
right
to the
there,
landfill.
Underbody rust.
Long story short, this
Lost
vehicle
the
was
whole
towed
trailer,
in,
could've
but the
killed
customer
somebody.
declined repairs to get new ball joints and a used tire installed and drove the vehicle away. The person who filmed this clip professionally installs car audio systems and had the
that's
task of
real
installing a
professional.
remote wire to turn the amp on and off with a key. He
many
performed the
batteries
work
you
that the
need?
customer wanted, but said this is the craziest custom wiring job he's ever seen, and he's been doing this for quite a while.
Okay, so dude then basically wired everything, and I'm looking at the, you don't even need the Marty McFly in there. I don't even know why he got that in there. It was far from going back to the future. And back, look at this. It looks like a whole bunch of spaghetti. And what's them things? Twizzlers. And I would decline to work on this as well. It's too many wires. And they're all the same color, so you're gonna be pretty much troubleshooting somebody else's trash. And I would not even attempt to do it. I'll look at it and say, hey, can't help you, my guy. It's overboard. It looks worse than an electrical panel than a house, then everything is just raggedy ran and they didn't really care. Professional? No. Trash. Trash. Definitely not a professional. I mean, you could at least cut the
And this car
wires
was
out, but
brought
you
in
don't
as the
need-
customer said their rear end wiggles anytime they hit a bump. The technician found the rear subframe to be completely rusted out, and that the rear sway bar bracket punctured a hole in the fuel tank. The customer declined repairs and drove away.
So the top might look beautiful, underneath might be a tragedy.
This guy gonna see anything?
Oh, man, it's got a
When this car was in
chandelier.
for an oil change, the mechanic noticed that the customer had plugged
no.
the sidewall of this tire, and the customer declined to get a new tire
I mean,
installed.
in there 3 or 4. No, that's
This
about
Bentley was
5
towed
or
in to
6.
get new batteries
Don't
installed, and the
plug
technician
the
noticed the
sidewall.
interior of this car had a bunch of mold. The customer did not want the shop to look into why their interior is covered with mold.
Oh man. Oh yeah, that's a health condition hazard right there. I would
And this
definitely not
customer just
work
came
on
in
that
for an oil
vehicle.
change. The customer didn't mention anything
This
about this
rim
wheel, and he just
is
drove
over.
5 miles to the shop.
One pothole away from death.
Just drove in.
And this 2011 Chevrolet Silverado was brought in as a customer said they have a fuel leak on the truck they just bought. The technician found the leak and that the frame was completely rusted through. The customer declined repairs as she said she will purchase a frame repair kit online.
Frame repair kit.
This
Not
customer's
gonna
wife
work.
hit a curb and damaged some wheels and blew out 3 tires. He declined to purchase new wheels and tried to hammer them straight in the parking lot. Customer states they have a
sometimes you gotta do
vibration
it.
from the rear. The shop told the customer they need a new rear differential and
Yeah.
priced out a used one for the customer, but they declined
that's
repairs and
good.
drove away in 4-wheel drive. When
Yeah,
this car was
so-
brought in for a concern regarding the air conditioning, the technician found the front subframe to be held up by hopes and dreams. The technician recommended to the customer not to drive their vehicle anymore as it's very unsafe, but the customer still continued on his road trip.
Road
And the
trip
technician
on
said this
that.
customer only came in to get a new clutch slave cylinder installed. Once the customer was told of the rust damage, they ended up not doing any of the repairs and drove their vehicle away.
That's a wise thing.
When
to
this
do.
customer brought in their
Drive
car for an
away,
oil
get
change,
away,
the technician
or
noticed
total.
both lower
That's
control arms were completely rusted out. The customer declined repairs and drove it away.
What's wrong with these
Somebody
parts?
show up with a car looking like this.
What is that?
Can you imagine? Joe Price, you see that? I gotta make sure I
I
don't
don't know what they decided to do.
stuff like this.
Oh man, that's horrible.
What you gonna do about that?
You ain't gonna do nothing. I would just lay it back in the drive,
What
in the
can you
garage.
do about
I'll
this?
just ride back to the parking lot and come get this stuff truck. That is a fire away from a fire. I mean, nothing works.
Oh my God, you guys on radio and everything. Flashlights.
Oh man, you only got a 12-volt battery. I mean,
This
I know
car
it's
was brought
battery
in as the
drained
customer
when it
apparently had
comes out
another
to
shop
start.
installed a new lower control arm, but the car is still all over the road. Whoever installed the control arm did not notice the subframe was rusted through, and the customer declined repairs for a new one.
Man, they
When this
didn't
Mercedes-Benz
put
was
it
brought in to
control
just
right
get
there.
one new tire installed, the mechanic noticed that the rear brakes very badly needed to be replaced. The customer declined repairs and drove away.
Yeah, he broke the rotors out. They hope it's hope.
This car was pushed in as the owner says it does not start. The mechanic took a quick glance and thinks that the car needed a new starter or flywheel. For some reason, the owner thought the repairs would be free and declined to pay for a diagnosis, and had a friend push the car away. The last time this vehicle came in for a service, the technician told the customer they found coolant in their engine oil. The customer didn't believe the shop and said he will just change the oil himself. The customer is now back a few days later. Since the engine is now knocking, the technician removed the oil filter and found that the customer left the plastic on the oil filter when he installed it, which cavitated the oil pump and starved the engine of oil.
Man, remember to remove those.
And this customer just brought in their car for an oil change. The mechanic noticed no oil came out when he removed the drain plug, then noticed a crack in the oil pan, so he added oil to the engine to see how bad the leak was. The mechanic notified the customer the oil leak was pretty severe, but the customer declined to get the oil pan replaced and drove away. This vehicle was brought in as the owner said the brakes are smoking and they have some brake issues. The shop told him that they need to remove the wheels and see what's wrong, as it's not safe to drive like this. The owner declined and said they will have it towed home, but before they knew it, the owner jumped in their vehicle and drove away. If you've enjoyed this video, please consider leaving a like or subscribing if you haven't already. And you can submit clips that you filmed on our website at justrolledinYT.com. Thanks for watching.
Yep, so stuff like that, definitely don't buy it. Thanks for watching. I definitely love this channel. Here they are right here, Just Rolled In. And they're awesome. So it's a wonderful channel to watch. Thanks for watching mine. Hopefully this helps you. But rust is the enemy on these things. As you can see, we had multiple death traps. So death traps on the road, watch yourself. Like I said, you see a vehicle on the road swaying back and forth or excessive wheel movement, definitely get out the way as far as you can. You never know what's gonna happen. Wheels can pop off and the whole rear end can come out. I've seen it happen. But thanks for watching the channel. I'm gonna do more of these videos because, like I said, I like to react, and I'm gonna react anyway. I watch these all the time. So thanks for watching. Subscribe to the channel, subscribe to their channel, and to the next video, guys. Always know rust is an enemy on these things, which causes us to work so hard or not work at all. So live life, love it. To the next one, I'm out.